So guys, we've been together for the last kind of 8 days, been all over. I think, and I did say this to you last night in person, but I truly respect the fact that you've come all the way from Malaysia, originally from Kenya, living in Malaysia, investing in America.
Right,
it's quite a long journey.
That's right.
Do me a favor and just tell us a little bit about your experience and firstly what it was like buying sight unseen from another continent.
Okay. Well, of course, having to transfer quite a bit of money without seeing a property and dealing with somebody who you haven't actually seen is a big risk. But I'd like to say that having worked with Brendan and you over the past few months, it took me time to do some homework to find out who is IPS, what do you guys do, have you closed any deals and anything. So based on that, I decided to take that risk and jump into this. And I wanted to get it into the US, and I never knew how to get into the US. And I've been reading quite a bit of the magazines back in South Africa, REIM, you talking about how you have the right partners in place. So I decided this is the best opportunity for us. It is a risk. I hadn't seen, I don't know who you guys are, but having talked over a period of about 4 or 5 months over Skype with Brendan, then I decided we better take a risk and get it. And it's turned out to be great so far. Okay.
Tell me, Catherine, from your perspective, you know, I know what it's like. I've done it myself. You know, the heart is fluttering when you're driving up. But I mean, just you know, I mean, it was in Memphis where your first property was. But what was your experience like? You know, was it as what you expected? Were the partners, are they delivering what you expected? You know, what was that like?
I think it was great because there were no surprises. I think that's the most important thing, is that there were no surprises. What we saw, because like Emmanuel said, over the course of several months, we've been tracking what you've been doing. We've been reading up on the work that you've been doing, the articles that you've been writing, the documents that you've been sending us in terms of the forms that we need to complete the process. I think everything was clear. There were no surprises. Then on top of that, we also met the partners that you had met, that you had created, partnered with, I think in April, around April or February.
Yeah.
We saw some of the
webinars.
YouTube, the webinars that you had done with some of the partners. Okay. And so at that time we were introduced to them. We had a chance to see their whole outfit, their whole operation, what they were doing, what it was like. Emmanuel went on the internet and he Googled and we found out all the information there was about Hewlett. So by then our confidence had increased. Like I said, the process that you gave us was very streamlined, was very spot on, and we were able, as we incrementally committed more finances, we felt more comfortable when it was time now to put out the whole cash outlay for the property.
I mean, you had something to say.
I was going to say, but I think the thing that really made me comfortable was the whole process between the time you send the money and you get the actual paperwork done. It's so fast. Normally, in our country, back in Kenya or in South Africa, it take you up to 3 months, you know, just to get it.
It's exactly the same. Actually, 3 months. 3 months is a fast deal.
Yeah.
So if the deeds officer's not striking.
So when I paid, and by the time I got my title done and everything, it was like in 3 weeks' time, less than 3 weeks, and I was like shocked because when you send out the money and I haven't seen anything, I'm like 2 weeks I'm shaking. Are these guys gonna come through or not? But within us, the first week, the title company had written to me. The lawyers were writing to me. Hewlett was getting in touch with me. It was seamless, and I found that very efficient, and that's what made me say, "You guys to work with."
Tell me something, you know, and as you said, you're from Kenya, but you're living in Malaysia. Us South Africans have this pent-up fear that people are trying to basically recruit and screw us all the time. Like, everyone's trying to work on what the catch is, how are you stealing my money.
I think, if anything, I'm a testament. We are the best testament to say that this system works.
Exactly.
We bought a house sight unseen. We've never met the people. We've spoken to them, of course, but we've never met them. But the most important thing is trust. And I think that's one thing that you guys have managed to build with us. You deliver irrespective. You've taken that big risk. So you're delivering first the right partners, the right properties, the right price range. I mean, whatever you can afford. And if it's not, you know, the range, you probably just walk away from it. But you're delivering. That's the main thing.
And the thing that I like also is the fact that you have experienced what we've been through. And when we spoke to Brendan, we were able to relate with them because he had gone through the exact same things we were going through. The challenges and the risks and the fears that we had, he had gone through it. He was able to come back and say, hey, this is how I overcame that challenge. This is how we're doing it now. These are the partners we have on the ground. So it was easy for us to see that there's a network of people on the ground. They are partners that trust each other. So we're able to say, okay, this system works, we can try it out.
So as you say that, I always say to people, you know, they might be worth 100 million rand back home, and they think, oh, you know, I'm really experienced in property, I don't care. When you buy in a new country, it's like the first time you bought your first house. You know what I mean? All over again. Like, I like what Goosebumps telling you that. I know exactly the feelings, trust me. My last question is that, you know, it's a lot of time. For me, the money is actually irrelevant, because if you're investing in your future, the money coming out is irrelevant, but the time is most important. The time is our most valuable asset. Has this week been valuable to you, even considering you had already invested, if that makes sense? You know, was it worth coming here?
It was, I think it was, because we ended up walking away with 2 properties. I mean, ideally when we came, the purpose of the trip was open the bank account, go back home. We said, okay, we'll just hang out and see what it's like to be on the buyer's trip. I didn't realize that on the first day when we got into Memphis, and you had handed out the pamphlets, we were already punching out the numbers, and Emmanuel was laughing at me and saying, what are you doing? We're just supposed to be here to look. We're already putting down bids with Brendan and saying, Brendan, take that one off because we want that one. So it was great. It's been great. The information we've received, the contacts that we've made, the fact that we've been able to see you in person, because we look at you in our living room and we're like, we know Brendan, we know Scott, but now we really know you. We go back and say, yes, we know these guys.
Yeah, but it's really fantastic. But I think the thing for me is that you're dealing with people, and at the end of the day, these relationships are great. There's so many people around, as I'm sure you've met, and you want to make them happy, and you want to make them feel you're comfortable with them, and there's trust involved here. So that's what I think we built. You guys have got a good network. You've got a good team on the ground, your partners here. There's no way you can do it individually. This takes time, this takes effort, and since you've already done it, if I'd advise anybody just to get in
I mean, we're your ambassadors. We really are.
We're opening a management office now, Jack. But no, guys, listen, it's been absolutely fantastic. Your broad smile, both of you at the back of the bus, it's been awesome. And no, really, for me, it's an honor and privilege to share this opportunity. So thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Take care.